All right, you're looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq had a good day today. It was up 186 points, 1.26%, closed at 14,963. Now, Mr. Webster had us do some homework about the last 2 weeks of December and the first 2 weeks of January, and what trading patterns can you identify? And identified a couple. One that, the volume in the last 2 weeks of December, it usually trails off, like we're starting to see it right now. Tomorrow and next week should see lighter and lighter volume. Another thing is a lot of volatility. The volatility is consistent, and you see air pockets like this common, very common, where it's really volatile. And you get days like yesterday where we had this inverted hammer candle and it closed at the lows. And we had a couple of them prior, one on November 29th, and that inverted hammer candle led to further downside. And then we had another one on December 6th, and that thing was completely ignored. It started a 9-day rally. And so we had one yesterday, pulled back a little bit, and now today recovered its losses from yesterday and then some. I think it was on 150 yesterday and up 185 today. But yesterday it made a high before it reversed of 15,069. And we're still about 100 something points from that area. 107 points tomorrow would get us back above. This is a 52-week high, that 15,069. So you want to see the index continue to make higher lows and higher highs. Anyway, take it one day at a time. Like I said, with the 50 years of research on that, last 2 weeks of December, first 2 weeks of January, you can expect volatility, you can expect lower volume, you can expect air pockets like this. This is normal stuff. And anyway, I'm going to get to the Russell. I know some people are really excited about the year 2024 and the small caps and trying to position themselves for a big rally. This thing's rallied hard off the lows, 1633 to 2000. It went past as 2003, and yesterday was up to 2039. So I think it's the fastest that it's gone from the low to the high, and usually bodes well for the following year. So there's no guarantees in the stock market. There's just probabilities, and it's a good probability that the Russell will do well in 2024. If you look at the weekly chart, you can see that it's just been consolidating for a long time. This is definitely lagging the Nasdaq, lagging the Dow, lagging the S&P, and maybe it's time for the small caps to catch up. I'm working on a list of small cap stocks in energy and financials and technology, biotech for 2024. And anyway, I'll share those at a later date. I want to take a look at the mega cap tech stocks. You have to do it, right? Apple's had some news here with their what do you call it? Their wearables. There's something about their watch. I don't really pay that much attention. I don't have an Apple Watch, but something that they have to, I don't know, guarantee their old warranties or something. Anyway, they China restrictions as well, the government in China. So you're getting this nice, despite the news, forget the news. Let's take a look at this chart. It's making this little bull wedge handle here when this cup with handle pattern. I kind of like that as it pulls back to the 21 and lighter volume. I mean, people have written books about this pattern here, so I definitely pay attention to that. I think the Magnificent Seven are set up for a little run here, maybe at the start of 2024. I don't think they'll outperform, but they're going to do well. I'm sure they're well capitalized. And this is a Microsoft, nice cup, and this handle is getting elongated. It's just trading with the 21. It's like a shelf. There's not a lot of sellers, not a lot of buyers, just kind of going sideways. That looks like a 3 weeks tight pattern there. Well, it was a 3 weeks tight here, and it looks like it might go 3 weeks tight again. Anyway, that's Microsoft. Like I said, I'm not gonna buy these stocks. They've had huge runs in 2023. I think it's asking a lot for them to outperform some more. Meta made a new high today. Looks good, and we like new highs. Amazon inside day today, just like the index, still trading above the 10 and trading above the 21. You know, any stock trading above those moving averages is just doing well, 3.8% above its 21. Google had a nice day yesterday during the sell-off and just had an inside day today. Much like the index, Google looks good right there around that 139.42. I would put that on my ready list if it wasn't Friday tomorrow. I'm not going to mess with it. Another one is Tesla. This one is on our ready list. I like the setup here. Inside day today. Tesla, Elon Musk is having a Spaces on Twitter with Kathy Wood today. Kathy Wood's back into buying this stock. So they're going to promote each other, I suppose. And then there's NVIDIA here. Had that pullback yesterday, the 21. Nice quiet inside day today for NVIDIA. So the Magnificent Seven looks good. AMD is a stock that I like, I own, and it pulled back to its 21 here. Excuse me, it pulled back to its 10. You know, no harm, no foul right there. It did not have an inside day today. It made a high above yesterday's high, which is 139.58. It almost made it to 140 today. So strong showing there. That's what you call a bounce off a moving average. Pull back and, you know, yeah, AMD looks fine. MPWR is another semiconductor stock that looks good. It kind of broke out, now pulling back to its 10. It had an inside day today, and the 10 coincides with that, you know, essentially a 600 buy point right there. So monolithic power looks muy bien. I'm going to move on from the semis, technology, and all that. I'm going to go to retail. We had a Nike report tonight, but this is Abercrombie and Fitch, and this is the biggest gainer in the S&P 500 in 2023. So congrats to the longs there. It's up 200 and something percent in this year. Let me get the exact total for you if you know you really need to know. Abercrombie and Fitch is up 306%. And wow, that's a congrats to the longs. Wow, that's fantastic. YETI, you know, the thermos maker, the camping equipment, they make all sorts of products, leisure products, innovative and outstanding outdoor products. It made a new high today. You can see the breakout here. So YETI looks good. You know, that congrats to the longs here if you own YETI and you stuck with it. Golf, gotta love the ticker symbol golf. This is Acushnet, which is a Titleist. The Titleist owner, I guess you would say. And this one, I believe, made a new high today, 63.99. Yeah, just so there's a double top. It made a high here on Tuesday and it made another high here today. So golf looks good. Who doesn't like golf? Come on, that's a great ticker symbol. A CTAS, this is Cintas. These guys, you know, it's services outsourcing. They do the linens for restaurants, hotels, and you can pretty much gauge the strength of the economy by this company. That you see their linen trucks all over the place. This thing was up 6.5% after strong earnings this morning. So congrats to the longs there. I say strong earnings. I mean, 9% sales growth, 16% EPS growth. You know, that looks pretty good to me. We'll take it. AFRM, I'm throwing this in the retail group. It had an inside day today. You can see it definitely, it pulls back to the 10 and finds support. You know, since the breakout here, since the breakout, it pulls back to the 10 and finds support. It had an inside day after that inverted hammer candle yesterday, so maybe it can push through that 50 level tomorrow. We'll see about AFRM. That's a heavily shorted stock. Anyway, it's not really a retail stock. I want to take a look at Lulu and see if it's affected by Nike after hours. It doesn't look like it. I'm going to get to that later, but Lulu looks great after the breakout here. It just keeps running higher. Biotech, I've got to get to the biotech. This is bugging me. Eli Lilly is just beneath the 50, trading sideways, and it's really confounding here. It had a great run throughout the summer while the Nasdaq and the indexes were pulling back. It's been strong, but it made this high here. I believe it was early October, and it just have fallen out since October 13th. It was 629, and it just is in this trading base here. You look at the weekly chart, this thing is just going sideways. Yeah, flat base for 10 weeks. So it's frustrating, I know, for the longs who own Lilly, and as the Nasdaq and the stock market's been rallying, Dow's making new highs, and this thing is beneath its 50, just going sideways, but it'll get it together when you least expect it. This is NVO. I took it off our leading stock list. I knew it was going to do this, and it just ripped right through its 50. Still within that trade range, though, of 104. I would say that would be an area of interest if it could, bang through that 104 area and make new highs. Novo looks pretty good to me. Couple other stocks here. I believe CYTK is rumored in a buyout. Yeah, it was up 25% today. I believe that was the story. And then CALT, they had a drug approval up, 13%. With that kind of volume, that is a move not to be ignored, Dan. TGTX is one that I like, one that I do own, and it just pulled back to its 200, and you can see the 10 is starting to trade through the 200. So these short-term moving averages are turning up. This one moves on news. It's got this big gap to fill here at 1956, which I believe it will do it eventually. They've got to report strong earnings. This is VKTX. It's in the weight loss, obesity category, pill form. It just pulled back to its 10. Now it looks like it wants to squat there, so we'll see what happens with VKTX. The builders, APOG, this one had earnings today and had a nice strong moves up, 3%. Oh gosh, it got up to over 55, then pulled back and closed near the middle of its daily range here, 60% of its daily range. So yeah, that's a good day for APOG. Fix is one in the HVAC, heating, ventilation. And this one, I believe, no, it didn't make a new high today. Looks like it's just an inside day. I don't know why I put that in there. CARR, this one pulled back to its 10 yesterday, had an inside day. Today, that one looks pretty good as well. Builder first, I haven't even looked at these today. Inside day, just like the index, up $3, not bad. TMHC, Taylor, Morrison Homes, building residential, single family, detached, attached homes, Eastern and Western US. I don't really know where that, but they made a new high today. Taylor Morrison. I'm going to throw Boeing in there. They build stuff. They don't build homes, but they build stuff. They build planes. They've been getting a lot of contracts, made a new high today. And you can see this is a big part of the reason why the Dow's making new highs, because Boeing and Home Depot and United Healthcare, a lot of those, it's a price weighted index, and these are high price stocks that are trading higher. So Boeing looks good as well. Oh, another builder, STRL. They don't build planes. It's a construction, infrastructure, think maybe data centers, but this one looks good. We had an early buy point here. I believe it's 79. Now it's at 84. Still actionable there. It's up 8% this week. That's a hell of a week. So congrats to the longs there. Still actionable though. I mean, it's a strong company with sales and earnings growth looking pretty good. I got to go to the software names. Just a couple software names. Bear with me. Salesforce, another Dow Jones Industrial Average making a new high today. Had to point that one out. I'm just pointing stuff out here. I'm not looking to buy these. Team making a new high in software. GWRE, Guidewire, Software Financial making a new high. So, a lot of stocks making new highs in different groups is what I'm trying to get at. It's a broad-based rally here. And so, speaking of which, the chemical space, RPM, probably never heard of this stock. This one looks pretty good as well. If you go to the weekly, you can see that base on base pattern, then it broke out, and now it's having a little quiet week here. It's flat on the week. So RPM looks good. CE, this is Celanese Chemicals making a new high. You can see the breakout running higher. Sherwin-Williams, you can see the paint stores down your neighborhood corner. This one looks good as well. It broke out, now pulling back. It's a little bear wedge action, but above the moving averages. So just a lot of stocks looking good. The oil and gas stocks, it's one that I showed you yesterday, I believe. This is a IPO set up in a nice base. Looks good to me. You got to pay attention to the energy now. They're starting to get some love and could be big winners in 2024. So I'm compiling a list of some of the smaller. This has got a 3.3 billion market cap. This is Scorpio Tankers. STNG is a ticker in there. You can see that big setup there. That looks really good. So don't ignore the oil and gas stocks. This is a PBA, Pembina Pipeline, Oil and Gas Transportation. This one looks good to me as well. Yeah, just coming out of a stage 1 base. So, if you're into these, this isn't the bottom. 28 was the bottom. It's coming out of that stage 1 base. And Weatherford is another one that I like. And this one's setting up nicely as well. Inside day today. Yeah, so there's just a lot of stocks. The leisure services stocks, Carnival, this one looks good as well. It was up 5% today, almost 6%. But you can see that nice, clear cup shape pattern. And then Netflix, the ultimate leisure movie stock. And this one hit 500 yesterday, then reversed, pulled back, and just had a quiet day today. Not an inside day, but a quiet day for Netflix. Pretty much flat in the session. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching, except for I lied. I have one more thing. Nike reported tonight, and this is going to affect the retail shoes, whether you like it or not. This is the big kahuna in the space. So if you own Deckers or On Holdings or Skechers or Crocs, these things are probably going to be hit tomorrow. And it's not their fault. I will say that they did state that retail and their apparel and shoes were strong areas for Nike, but these are going to sell off with it. You're going to have to wait till the earnings report from these companies. This is March 15th. You have to wait for On Holdings before they report to hear how they're taking market share and how they're selling well. Same with Deckers. I'm sure they're selling well. Yeah, down $4 after hours. But Nike's the big kahuna, so everything's going to trade down in sympathy with Nike. But there was some good news in there for the shoe stocks, and I think with Nike being down, they give soft guidance for 2024. And they're down 5% after hours, so there could be some opportunities there if your shoe stocks sell off, because Nike did say that shoes and apparel were one of the strengths of the quarter. But anyway, yeah, tomorrow the retail shoes and apparel are probably going to get hit, at least at the open. They did beat earnings, but it was just their guidance. They expected a softer start to 2024. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up.